Thanks, CJ. Well, it turns out more than $1 trillion is sitting in forgotten or abandoned 401k accounts right now. And this means investors could be paying thousands in unnecessary fees and potentially losing out on some financial growth. So financial planner Colin Evans with Evans Financial Group joins us once again to talk about those unclaimed 401k accounts. In many cases, that's free money.
It's crazy just to think that there's that much sitting out there. That blows my mind. So we found this study from 2021 that a company called Capitalize does, and what they actually specifically do is help hunt down 401ks. Come to find out, $1.65 trillion is the number of 401ks floating around that are just out there. One of the things that we found in common, though, of kind of like how does this occur?
Yeah, how does this even happen?
How do you even get there? It came out as a really most common factors are people that are like not really, say, job seekers, more that are skip jobs or hop into different careers that maybe stay for 2 or 3 years, or those that are working like seasonal type gigs that might be in there. Well, when it comes into at play, if they signed up for their 401k, a year or two later, they hop and move to another company, and it just kind of becomes out of sight, out of mind, and almost is like, I owned a little piece of property and I forgot to cut the grass, and now the city is after me because it's all overgrown. And forget about it. But the downside of this is they really lose out on putting this actually to work for them for their, their true goals, and they miss the opportunities with maybe the plan's advisor and who they get to visit with to help them out for later on in life, which is actually just kind of crazy that occurs. But we've got a couple companies that are out there. One is that Capitalize that can help find that. There's a free one out there, so if anybody possibly thinks they might have a lost 401k out there, the National Registry of Unclaimed Retirement Benefits is another one. And there's a third one which we've seen advertising on TV, and we actually have used in our office to help people find it, is a company called Beagle. And they also do it, but they're all based off of your Social Security number. And that's a great way to go track that down. If you potentially think that you have had one, this might be a good opportunity to go look, because it's really, this could be missing out on additional revenue when it comes into those retirement timeframes. And that's a big deal, especially as our costs keep coming up. But to prevent this, and a gigantic preventive is, we highly suggest when people are moving and changing employers, roll this over into an IRA. That sticks with you, and it'll give you a local advisor and a local contact that you can actually build a relationship with. So in the event you change careers and maybe you go to work for another company for a couple of years and then you want to pursue something else, you can again roll that next 401k into the current IRA.
And that's not tied to an employer.
It is not. It is tied to you. This is what we call an individual retirement account, and this is tied to the person. So this is where they can actually get greater direction with an advisor and with that professional to really help them in those retirement years. And don't leave it behind. We don't want you to forget that, because that could just be a crazy thing, and that's really lost money.
And are you paying, and not just a lost money, but are people paying fees still on this money if it's sitting in an account?
It's sure.
Even if it's not gaining any money, but
they certainly are. They certainly are through the plan, and that's an unfortunate side of that. Is what's going on with the 401k that you don't know about. It's like, hey, I'm paying fees that are in there. The plans. It's not uncommon for companies to maybe switch 401k plan providers and say, hey, we're with company ABC. We want to go to XYZ, and you never know about it. And what does the new plan offer? Does it still align with kind of where I was focused on and what I wanted to do later on in life?
What your goals were.
Yeah, and I might want to make some changes. Well, if we're not paying attention to that or being kind of up to the know with our finances, you might miss out and you might lose out on that.
Very crucial information. Thank you so much for sharing it. Hopefully you don't have that money sitting around, but if you do, now you have the action steps to take.
Absolutely.